A very good morning to you all. I am Dr. N. Rajasri, Assistant Professor of Economics, Pingal Government College for Women, Vadapalli, Warangal. In today's class, you are going to learn about the theory of demographic transition. So here, first you should know what is demography. So demography is the statistical study of human population. It encompasses the structure, size, and also the distribution in a particular geographical region or in a whole. So try to remember the meaning of demography. It shows, it encompasses the structure, what is the size and the distribution. The next we see what is transition. What is this? The transition indicates the transfer from condition to another condition, from one condition to another condition, that is called as transition. So remember, the total demographic transition means how the birth rates and the death rates changes from one stage to another. Okay, now you got an idea about demographic transition. Means the how the birth rates and also the death rates changes from one stage to another stage. So in an introduction part, you can remember the study of human resources is important in view of economic welfare, because as human beings are instruments in production as well as in consumption. You know the meaning of production and also the consumption. Production, producing the commodities, the consumption, consuming. Okay, consuming for to get our own satisfaction. So the rapid growth of population, when the population growth rate is increasing, it leads to what? It causes poverty and unemployment and also a barrier to development. We cannot develop our economy because the poverty and also the unemployment, these two problems are cursing in our Indian economy. Okay. The population growth has to be curtailed in developing countries like India. So in introduction part, you can remember that how the changes, the rapid growth of population is, it causes the poverty and also the unemployment. These two problems are cursing in our economy. So here, according to the theory of demographic transition, every country passes through three stages in which the birth and the death rates are typically associated with economic development. Okay. So here you can remember first stage. In the first stage, both the birth and the death rates are high. High birth rate is matched by equally with high death rate, and thus the population remains more or less stable. So death rates are high in this. The first stage of the agrarian economy, na, on account of the poor diets and the primitive sanitization and also the absence of effective medical aid, it was not there during that period. In the first stage, the low standard of living was there and the poor housing conditions were there, and the absence of opportunities for education and also unscientific and the irrational outlook was there in the first stage. That's why the birth and also the death rates were high. The birth rates are also high in this stage due to lack of education and also some superstitions, social beliefs, and the custom about the size of the family, and also the early marriages were there at that period in the first stage. Okay. And also, so in the early stage in the economy, there are certain economic factors also induce people to have more children. So early age, you can remember about the population, the family planning, indifferent to the family planning, and actual growth rate of the population, the birth and the death rate is not high because of high birth rate is balanced by the high death rates. So remember the this stage, no, it's prevailed in India before 1921, about the first stage. So in short, you can remember both the birth rates and also the death rates are high because of the reasons, because they don't know about the what is that absence of medical aid and the low standard of living, and also the conditions was not good in those period, and also absence of opportunities for them. They don't have any opportunity, and also education was not good. Okay, that's the first stage. And the second stage, we see that this stages are characterized with the rapid growth of population due to substantial reduction in the mortality rate and no corresponding decline in the birth rate. So second, in short, you can remember birth rate is high and also death rate, birth rate is high and the death rate is low, because an awareness about the medical facilities, Ayurveda and other facilities provided to the people. That's why the death rate has declined. Which stage? In second stage. So you can remember here high birth rate and rapidly falling the death rate. So it contributes to high growth rate of population. Okay, and this we call it as population explosion. So India has faced this situation during this period now, 1951 to 1991. That's about the second stage. So in short, remember, birth rate has continued high and death rate slowly due to the awareness of the medical facilities. All the medical facilities, like for the diseases, they used to take special care, and also Ayurveda medicine have come into the economy. And the third, we see the low birth rate and also low death rate. So in this, economic development rapidly changes. You know about the economic development, how the economic development will take place. It changes the character of the economy itself from an agrarian to an industrial one. Because in order to develop our economy, what we have to do? We have to utilize the resources. When we are utilizing the resources, what happens? When we are utilizing the resources, automatically the production will increase. So when there is an increase in production, what happens? Income of a particular sector will increase. So when income increases, it contributes in the GDP. Okay. So in that way, you can remember, in order to develop our economy, we some changes, some structural changes has to undertake. So with the growth of, we can say the industrialization, because industrialization plays a very important role, because during the first 5-year plan, only just we have given importance to only agriculture sector. But later they realized that they gave importance to industrial also. Industries must be developed, because it's not an easy thing to develop if you are like, if you are depending only on agriculture sector, we cannot develop our economy. Simultaneously, industrial and also the service sector has to develop. Then only our economy will develop. So remember about the economic development, how the economic development will take place with some structural changes. A change has to take place. So you can remember here, with the growth of the industrialization and also the urbanization increases, and the people think that the children are usually more of a burden and less of an asset in urban areas than in rural areas. And economic roles of women can better be achieved with small families only. They realized it, because it's in our so economy, it's very difficult to survive if only one person is earning. Okay, both the have to work hard and also they must be employed. So industrialization compels people to change their attitudes towards the size of the family, and also they recognize the merits of the small family. Okay, so here what is making the merits of a small family? Only the education only. Education helps the people in the right way of thinking, whatever it may be, only the education only helps the people in a right way of thinking what is good, what is bad, and how we have to cope up and develop the things, and what is important and what is not important. All that things takes place only with the education. So that's why we must be educated. So for working women also, upbringing of the children also, it's not an easy thing, because people want to maintain the reasonable standard of living. That is very important. If you are getting the income only, automatically the standard of living of a person increases. If you are not getting the income, it is a question of increasing the standard of living. It's a very tough thing, because every month if you are getting the salary, with that amount we can survive, we can eat, we can get whatever the nutritious food, we can have it. What is making all that? Only just the income. So if you get the employment only, it's an opportunity for you to survive on this earth. So try to remember that for working women, that upbringing of the children also, it's not a very easy thing, because people, they have to maintain the reasonable standard of living of the people. That's a thing. All this we can see that the reinforce the people a desire to have the smaller families only. So in which stage they realized all this? In the third stage. So the birth rates have, to some extent, it has been reduced, and the characteristics of this, we can see that low birth rate and also the low death rate, and the small family size, and the low growth rate of population. Okay, this is about the stages. So in short, try to remember the demographic transition. Dusenberry has given this theory, stated that the stages, the first stage is like birth and the death rates were high, and the second stage a birth rate is high and the death rate is low, and the third stage low birth rate and low death rate. Okay, and the next we see the about the causes, the concept of population explosion. Okay, what is that? What are the causes for decline in? What are the causes of decline in death rate? So here, the first one is elimination of famines. So here, the famines in India during the British rule was a major cause of high mortality rate during that period, during British rule. Since independence, the situation has considerably improved. Yes or no? Some changes have taken place, as the famines have not occurred on a large scale and the problems have arisen due to droughts have been met. So first, you can see for the reducing the death rate, elimination of the famines, that they made it. Then control of epidemics, we are saying. What are these epidemics? Diseases, cholera, smallpox, malaria, with the major causes for epidemics before independence. These were there. Okay. So now the smallpox is eradicated completely, and the cholera also, and the malaria very much under control, because medicine has come. Okay. So with that, there was a decline in death rate. And there has been some decline in the instance of tuberculosis also. But still it is a major killer in India. But still we are seeing the people, how they are doing it, how they are facing the problems with the diseases, all type of diseases. So you can remember the control of epidemics have taken place. That's why we could able to decline in death rates. And there are some other factors also, where the drinking water, okay, supply of drinking water and the sanitation. Nowadays we are seeing with the corona what's going on. Everything will be like we are cleaning and we are doing all the things. So it's a plus point only. Before that we never used to give importance for all those things. Now with that, a change has taken place in our houses. Hygiene, and also we are eating good food, nutritious food we are eating, and we are increasing our immunity. And the spread of education has expanded the medical facilities also. We are getting all the uh, facilities, medical facilities also, with the what is that, development. Immunization also, we are increasing the levels, and also to some extent even the poverty eradication programs are also implemented, but it is not successfully they are implementing. though they are giving the importance to all the program, successful implementation has not undertaken. Take the example of MGNREGP program, 100 days program. Okay, that is within the 5 kilometers. Now they'll give the chance for the workers to work in that. This is a guarantee for them. They'll provide that uh, facility. So like some loopholes are there. Okay, and improvement in the living standards will have their impact on the mortality rate. So try to remember the causes in the death rate, elimination of the famines have taken place, and also the control of epidemics, the diseases, and also some other factors are also responsible uh, for decrease in death rate. Okay. Then the next we see what are the causes of high birth rate? Why the birth rate is increasing? So here you can see the economic factors are there. What are those economic factors? In economic factors, now we see the occupational distribution of population. What is this occupational distribution of population? How many types of occupations we have? Occupational. So in agriculture sector we see, and also in industrial sector we see, in also in the service sector we can see the occupational structure. It shows how many people are employed. Okay, what is the age in the age group in that. So the economic factors are basically that is occupational distribution, and also the urbanization, and also the poverty have considerably have taken place on the birth rate of the country. So remember the economical factors, mainly the occupational distribution and urbanization and the poverty. So under this economic factors, you can remember the predominance of agriculture. So what is this predominance of agriculture? That is predominance of the agriculture means giving importance to only to the agriculture sector, because our Indian economy now, that is 70% of the population used to depend only on the agriculture sector. So if 70% of the population depends on agriculture sector, we cannot develop our economy. It's not an easy thing to develop our economy. So here what's that they have to reduce the dependence on agriculture sector. If 70% depends, it's not an easy to develop our economy. What is that? It has to reduce the dependence. That is, a shift has to take place because we want to develop our economy. It's not an easy thing to develop our economy. Some changes we have to undertake. So here the predominance of agriculture, and they are very, what is that, superstitious. They're not, if we explain the things also, they'll not understand. So here the children have never been considered as an economic burden. You can see that what they'll think if they become in old age, na, the children, they'll provide the food and other things like that. They'll think, and what they are doing, they are increasing the population. Okay. So that you can remember the peaks of the productive activity in agriculture requires more labor, and also hence in the predominant agriculture economy of India, bigger families are exist. So here dependence is more, and also what happens if that automatically the birth rate is also increasing. It is one of the factor. And the next we see the urbanization. What is this urbanization? You know about the ruralization and also the urbanization. These two are there. Development of cities, that is urbanization. So the process of urbanization is very slow in India, and it's failed to generate social forces which reduce the birth rate. That is one factor. And the next we are saying about the poverty. So you know what is this poverty? Poverty is nothing but the poorness. People are poor. Why they are in poor? Because they are not getting the facilities. They are not getting an opportunity to work in an economy, in any particular sector. Okay, they are under poor. They are not getting the minimum basic requirements. What a person need minimum basic requirements: food, clothing, and shelter. So these three things are not in a position for them. People are like, if you see the outside, how the people are facing the problem. Only just for the food only they are in a position, not in a position to consume. The position is like that. Now this period, you can see that people, how much they are suffering outside because there are no jobs. Okay. So you can remember the poverty. Because of that poverty also, we can see that in underdeveloped countries, it is high. So at a lower level of income, the family, the benefits of having an additional child to a family also generally it exceeds the cost of his upbringing. It's very difficult to get to feed the people. More number of children are there, it's very difficult to provide the education and also the things whatever they require. So if only one single man is working in a family, it's very difficult to survive. Got it? So remember, the poor, that is only, we can see that no other economic assets than their own labor. They have to put the efforts, they have to work hard. Hence, they can assume that more number of earners must be there in the family and the more family earnings. When in a family, if 2-3 persons are earning now, then at least 2 persons are earning, it's very good for the family to cope up the things. Nowadays it's very difficult because if you see the prices of the commodities outside, day by day it is increasing only. Now the situation is worse. So in that, if we want we want to cope up means, if we want the good food and other things, only just if you have the income only you can have it. If you are not getting the income, good income, then where is a question of having all the things? It's very difficult to survive. So what is making here? Only the education is making to uplift your standard of living. It's not an easy thing to increase our standard of living. So a person's standard of living increases when it increases when you're getting good income only. Okay, so here everything is what depends upon your income. So thus you can see that poverty is a major factor which works against the acceptability of family planning program by the poorer sections. So if we explain also, those people they will not at all, they will not show any interest to reduce the population. So these you can see under the causes of high birth rate. And the next one we see the social factors. What are these social factors? So universality of the marriage, lower age at the time of marriage. Okay, before that 10 years, 12 years, they used to get marriage. Religious and the social superstitious and the joint family system was there. Before joint family system was there, the lack of education also, no awareness was there, and the very limited use of the methods, okay, contraceptives or some of the other social factors that which limit the decline in the fertility. So try to remember these are the social factors that is we see in detail. The universality of the marriage, that is marriage is both a religious and also a social necessity. It is there in our system itself. Okay, marriage is a both a religious and also a social necessity. The spread of the education and also attitudes of people, okay, the attitudes of the people towards marriage will change, and also many may decide not to marry. But in a slow moving society, we see that education is also not spreading fast. Because of the above situation, we cannot be expected. So university of the marriage is a must in the economy. We cannot escape, and because we have to live with independently, we cannot survive. Okay, then lower age at the time of marriage. So yeah, under social factors you can remember the lower age at the time of marriage. So the relatively lower age at the time of marriage is responsible for high fertility. So yeah, the may age now they before that it was below 18 years. Now they changed for boy 21 years and for girls above 18 years. They must get the married. So the higher age at marriage tends to reduce the fertility, and this lowers the birth rate because some stages are there in our life. So accordingly, we have to plan the things at which age you'll get the teenage will be there, and next age 35 years, like you have to settle before only 25 years age. Now you must get an opportunity to a good job you must get. Then after that a stage will come, marriage, then the children, and next like we have to, and with good children we have to maintain all the things, and the old age will be there. Okay, so in that life is what, stage by stage, step by step, according to our age now we have to develop the things. So in the old age, if you want to, because the opportunity will not be there 30 years, 25 years only to get a job. So within that only you must settle your life. After that you not get an opportunity to write the exams only. Okay, for writing age limit will be there. Suppose you want to write IAS exam, so age limit is there for that. So after that, if you want to write, if you want to write that exam also, they'll not give an opportunity to write also. Take the IES also, Indian Economic Services, and all the services you can take, groups you can take, all those. So here age limit is there. So in 40 years, 50 years, if 40 years, suppose say, so if you're not, if you're unemployed, so you have to do in private sector only. So you know about the private sector jobs, how the private sector jobs are there. If you are willing now, like if you are not interested, you have to quit. If you're if the manager is not interested also, what you have to do? You have to come home. So in private sector, there is no security. Only that the government sector, na, you'll have the security. Whatever the small job also, you must write. Even if you see nowadays, a PhD candidate is writing VRO post. He applied for that post. So see how the competition is there in the economy. So to cope up with that, what we have to develop? We have to develop the skills. We have to develop the talent, and also we have to develop that positive attitude. Positive attitude is very important. I will get, I must try. All those things you have to keep in your mind, and you have to put forth. Then only you will be, succeed will come. When the succeed will come, the learning. Okay, learning makes what? Creativity. The creativity makes what? Thinking. Okay, when you are thinking now, what it, you can automatically you can gain the knowledge. So this is a thing you have to remember. The learning, whatever you are doing now, learn is a very important. So when you are learning, automatically it creates what? The creativity mind will develop. Okay, I like this I have to plan, and like this I have to do. Then automatically what happens? Creativity. It creates a thinking in your mind. So when you are thinking now in a positive manner, then automatically the knowledge you can give, and automatically succeed will be there. So for success, if you see mantra, success mantra will be there. So for success mantra, only just what? You have to keep a goal. Yes, what you want to become. The goal only you have to achieve it. When you are in a position to, you want to succeed now, automatically that it gives a positive in your mind, and also automatically you will succeed in your life. You should not think negative. When you are thinking about the negative, now what happens? You will not go forward. So always you have to put your efforts. You have to work hard. Then only succeed. You can succeed in your life, because a job is very important for every person nowadays. The situation is like that. When we want to survive on this now, we have to put our efforts, because it's a, suppose the candidates, you can see the BTech and the MCA candidates will be there. So if they get an opportunity, they have to take that opportunity, and they have to develop the skills in other aspects also. Then automatically what happens? It changes your attitude. It changes your attitude. You'll have the broad skills. Like also your stand of your position will change. Okay, your position, entire position will change, and you can succeed. You can enjoy the life. We should not be in this poverty. Why we should be in poverty? When you are an educated person, then automatically you have to develop your skills. You have to get a job. You have to live on your legs only. You should not ask others to give this much and I want this and that. You should not beg. That should not be there in your mind. When you are putting the efforts now, when you are you want to achieve your goal setting is very important. Okay, without the goal setting, we cannot go further. What do you want to become? Now you are in degree, final year. So what after that? What do you want to do? Whether you want to go for the BA or whether you want to go for the what is that groups you want to write, or you have to choose it. Which side you are interested? That you have to plan. Okay, I'll do PG and after that I'll do this and that. For namesake, oh, okay, degree complete and Anka, you'll say like that. So it automatically it goes. You should not wait for that. Before only some students you can see in the first year from BA first year onwards they are keeping the goals. Yeah, they want to become IAS and they want to become like this and that. Why? Their goal is like that. You have to set a goal. The setting of goal is very important in your life. Okay. Then you can see the next is what? Religious and the social superstitions. So due to religious and the social superstitions, many people prefer to have children irrespective of their economic position, and especially in you can say the Muslim families, they'll not see they have so many more children now. They can if they become the old age now, they'll provide the things for them. Okay, they'll take care of them like that. They'll think and they'll have many more children, 5 6 like that. Okay, the joint family system also. Joint family system induces what? Young couples to have children, though they are unable to support them because of their economic burden is borne by the earning members. So, however, the process of disintegration of the joint family system has started now. So here you can see that this is also one cause. Now we are not living, everything has been nucleus. Okay, in the last we can say the lack of education. Yeah, education, you know about that. Education is what? It is a source and the solution for all our problems. For all our problems, education only. So because of lack of education only, people, they are not in a position to cope up. Okay, you see, just you can see the outside, the what is that, GHMC people, how much they are in this pandemic situation also, they are working, they are what is that, they are facing the problems. Why they are in that position? Just you can think of that. Because what they made us, they are not educated, so they are ready to do that work. Got it? Because illiteracy only. If they are educated, you see IAS officers, you can see the lawyers, you can see the doctors. Why they are in that position? Because of education only. Just what is there? Just you have to tick in the competitive exams. Just you have to put a tick mark and you have to come. You'll get a job. Nicely you can enjoy your life. Why unnecessarily we have to face all the problems in working in private sector? And from 9 to 10 9 to 6 or 9 to 5 you have to work. Corporate sector life, because they'll give good amount only, no doubt the good salaries will be there, but what you have to, yeah, like you have to cope up with that. So it affects automatically, it affects on your health, so that you should not undertake. And thank you. You got an idea about the demographic transition. What is demographic transition and what are the stages in this demographic transition? The first stage, high birth rate and high death rate, and the second stage, high birth rate and low death rate, and the third stage, low birth rate and low death rate. So Dr. Dusenberry has given this demographic transition. A change, a shift has taken place in our economy. So thank you.